Welcome back to the Black Corner. In this video, we're diving into the powerful words of Black activists whose voices have shaped history and continue to inspire movements for justice and equality today. Join us as we explore the timeless wisdom and fierce determination of those who have dedicated their lives to the struggle for freedom and human dignity. Let their words ignite your spirit and remind you that the fight for justice is far from over. Let's go! 1. We understood that politics is nothing but war without bloodshed, and war is nothing but politics with bloodshed. Fred Hampton. Fred Hampton is highlighting the interconnectedness of politics and war. In this quote, he argues that politics and war are two sides of the same coin. Politics, according to him, is a form of conflict that operates without physical violence, whereas war is an extension of political struggle that involves violence. This suggests that both politics and war are about power and control, but they manifest differently, politics through negotiation and influence, and war through force and violence. 2. Sometimes it seems like to tell the truth today is to run the risk of being killed. But if I fall, I'll fall 5 feet 4 inches forward in the fight for freedom. I'm not backing off. Fannie Lou Hamer. There is a danger and risk involved in standing up for truth and justice, particularly during the civil rights movement. Fannie acknowledges that speaking the truth and fighting for freedom can be life-threatening. However, she asserts her unwavering commitment to the cause. If she is to fall, it will be while moving forward in the fight for freedom, not retreating. Her words reflect both her personal bravery and her dedication to the struggle for civil rights, emphasizing that she would rather die advancing the cause than live in fear or submission, thereby encouraging us to be brave in our fight for justice and equality for future generations. 3. We have two evils to fight, capitalism and racism. We must destroy both. Hugh P. Newton. Here Newton identifies capitalism and racism as intertwined systems of oppression, thus fighting without addressing the other would be insufficient. True liberation requires addressing and eliminating both capitalism and racism, because they work together to maintain and reinforce societal hierarchies and power structures. Both systems are responsible for widespread inequality, exploitation, and injustice, particularly against Black communities and other marginalized groups. The capitalist system prioritizes profit over people, often at the expense of the most vulnerable, and racism justifies such exploitation. Thus, Newton calls for a radical systemic change and a complete overhaul of the systems that perpetuate inequality. 4. If a white man wants to lynch me, that's his problem. If he's got the power to lynch me, that's my problem. Racism is not a question of attitude, it's a question of power. Stokely Carmichael. Carmichael is making a crucial distinction between personal prejudice and systemic racism. He suggests that racism isn't just about negative attitudes or beliefs held by individuals, but about the power dynamics that allow those attitudes to manifest in harmful, often deadly ways. Carmichael is critiquing the societal and institutional systems that give certain groups the power to oppress others. This perspective is central to understanding racism as a structural issue, rather than merely a matter of personal bias. Therefore, combating racism requires addressing and dismantling the power structures that enable and perpetuate it, rather than just focusing on changing individual attitudes. 5. To bring about change, we must not be afraid to take the first step. We will fail when we fail to try. Rosa Parks. The most critical barrier to change is often the fear of starting or taking action. Parks is encouraging us to be courageous and take the first step toward change, even if it feels daunting. True failure lies in not taking action, and change is impossible without taking risks. Even if success isn't guaranteed, attempting to bring about change is crucial. This quote reminds us that we can initiate change, and the decision to act is often the most important one. 6. No one is going to give you the education you need to overthrow them. Nobody is going to teach you your true history, teach you your true heroes, if they know that that knowledge will help set you free. Asata Shakur. Those in power will not willingly provide the knowledge or education that would enable the oppressed to challenge or overthrow them. The education provided by the dominant system is often incomplete or biased, designed to maintain the status quo rather than empower people to question or resist it. As such, Shakur is advocating for the need for self-education and the pursuit of knowledge that is not readily provided by mainstream institutions. The quote encourages us to take control of our own education, to learn about our true history and heroes, and to use that knowledge as a tool for liberation. 7. Freedom, by definition, is people realizing that they are their own leaders. Diane Nash. Freedom is not just the absence of oppression, but the active realization that each of us has the power to make decisions, take actions, and direct the course of our own lives and collective destiny, rather than relying on external authorities. We must see ourselves as primary agents of change in our own lives and communities, thus contributing to our collective power and collective responsibility in shaping the future of our communities. As we close this journey, we're reminded of the power that lies in our voices and actions. These quotes are not just reflections of the past, they are calls to action for the present and future. Let these quotes fuel our passion, guide our steps, and inspire us to continue the work they so bravely championed. Remember, change begins with each of us, and together, we can carry forward the torch of progress. Until next time, stay inspired.